Season 13 starts on Saturday, June 19th, and with it brings a new open world boss, the Crystal Spider. It has just been released on the PTS, and so in this video I'm going to show you its mechanics and also how to solo it. Now very quickly before we get into it, just a quick disclaimer, this is on the PTS, so everything you see here is subject to change before June 19th. However, it is unlikely any of the core mechanics or abilities will change. It will likely just be numbers if something does change. So as far as I can tell, the spider seems to have 3 abilities, 2 that it uses when you're solo and 3 when you're in a group. Its first ability is pretty standard that it uses all the time. It just throws down this little ice pool that does damage over time to you if you stand in it. It generally has 1 or 2 of these down during the fight, and I've never seen 3 up at the same time. For its second ability, it does a short little jump onto a target, knocks it up, and applies a poison stack to it. This is the main ability that you have to watch out for, especially if you're soloing, as the poison stacks do a ton of damage. That being said, the spider won't actually use this ability on anything in melee range. It only uses this ability on things that are out of its range, so if you stay within melee range, it won't use this ability on you, even if you're the only person there. Another thing to note with this ability is that it doesn't seem to obey the laws of aggro, so it will just use it on anybody. The last ability that the Crystal Spider has is pretty much just the same as Chill Howl's E. It targets a player, channels for a short period of time, the target then goes immune, and this little AoE spreads throughout them. Once the AoE gets to the end, it explodes, dealing damage to the target and anything else in the AoE. I have been unable to get this ability to proc on me when you're soloing it, so I assume it only does it in groups. One thing to watch out for with this ability is since the target is immune, the spider will drop aggro and move on to a different target. Okay, now that we know the abilities, I'm going to show you very quickly how to solo it, as it's actually very easy. So for your build, you can pretty much use any standard single target solo PVM build. The one-handed dagger is the one I'm using here with Hunter Jacket, Assassin Hood, Hunter Shoes, and then energy potions and Limhurst Cape with Lifesteal Food. Another weapon that could work is a normal bow with a mercenary jacket and maybe Spectre Hood. The one thing that seems important to soloing these things is to use the Lifesteal Food, as they take quite a long time to kill as their health pool is quite high, and so the health from the Lifesteal Food will help you out-regen their auto attacks. In terms of how you fight them, it's very easy. You just have to make sure that you stay in melee range at all times so that it never jumps to you, and then dodge the pools of ice as it spawns them. I usually just go in a circle around the spider, and it's really no problem. You can see in this video, I quite easily soloed a tier 8 Crystal Spider with a flat 8 max spec solo dagger set. Moving on now to the rewards of these Crystal Spider bosses, the season points are unknown as it doesn't show these on the test server. I believe it's off season. And the loot that you actually get from the spider is also unknown, as the black market isn't up and running, so it really messes with the loot. However, the loot doesn't seem to be too good, I would predict, because the amount of silver bags you get is quite low from the spiders, which is usually a pretty good indicator of how much other loot there is as well. In terms of the fame, however, it does seem quite good. I did tier 5, tier 7, and tier 8 spiders. The tier 5s gave 66,000 fame, tier 7s 113,000 fame, and the tier 8s close to 150,000. Okay, that's it for this video. I know I'm certainly excited for these bosses to go solo them out in the open world or kill other people that are trying to kill them. I hope you are too, and if you like content like this, make sure you subscribe.
Right in the beats.